Jones. Now, this was in Long Island.
Now, I work at night by the lamplight. Okay. Anybody else work at night by the lamplight? Oh, yeah. The Lamb's Book of Light. Kind of got to reverse that curse on them, man, every time. And that spell work, man. That's how they get us, man, with the language. I'm just now coming to the realization of I mean, how deep of the war that we're in, and how serious language is, and how they spellbound us, man. They get us to basically curse ourselves and cast spells on ourselves, but through language and spell work. Like, this guy was schooling me to this shit. He was telling me, like, it's not the lamb which they want to keep Jesus as. He's not the lamb. Because the lamb gets brought to the slaughter. Okay? So, why would it be called the Lamb's Book of Life? I mean, when God is light, and you just turn the 9 into the 6, man, real quick. On on the lamp and the lamb, and the B and the P. Flip it over, turn it upside down, and spiral the 9 back over to the 6. Can a 6 be a 9 or a 9 be a 6? Ask Jimi Hendrix, he'll tell you. And once you find that out, you realize the games they play, And as far as this fog goes, okay, I'm going to address this one time because, listen, right before COVID, I was at my brother's coming back home. We were driving back home, me and my parents. And I'm telling you, man, this fog was so thick. I mean, we were going on a highway, like normally 80 miles an hour. You could not see 5 inches in front of your face. That's how thick this fog was. I knew something happened. I knew the red dust fell. Some kind of dust had fallen. Or some kind of whatever it is. I see some people show like crystals and stuff like that. I'm not sure, but you're going to see in this video here. I'm telling you, I knew something was immediately wrong, and that he was either, red dust from the, tail, the wing disc, or it was, which is red iron oxide, and which is said to leave a trail of debris when it comes and passes over, okay, which is the real reason for Passover, let me tell you. Yes, is when Planet X passes over. The winged disc passes over. And also carries anomalies and a lot of dust. Fleet of ships. Because I told you, this is a little more than just your typical lights in the sky. And yeah, that's hard for people to believe, but yeah, it's when you look at things on a little macro scale, micro scale, and you recognize the mental plane, the physical plane, the spiritual plane, and you recognize that, hey, these are 3 different planes, that we can inhabit, the physical, the mental, the spiritual, metaphysical, and be of a positive or negative light or charge on these planes. And either way, it's going to be energy. It's going to have an effect. It's going to start in motion. And yes, these quantum computers did have something to do with these UFOs, or it's just time that you're seeing them because it's time for war. That could be it too. We don't really know. We don't know what's going on, but I know, I'm going to take a positive light to it and just tell you, man, that you're talking to one of the first people that felt that dust and saw that fog. That fog is not normal. That fog was around back right before COVID. That fog will make people sick. I have no idea what it's doing, but I was told it changes your blood when you get out in the air and feel the air of it instantly. So you got to realize and recognize what it's doing to your body and opening up your vessel to certain things. The fog is real and it's not good. Not good at all. It's some kind of smart dust. I don't know what it is.
So apparently the drones and the orbs are back, and there's a bunch of other strange stuff happening all over. This woman found a bunch of crystal-like structures on the ground after spotting some of these drones in her backyard.
Nice.
So I'm just going on my walk here, and I'm seeing these crystal pellets all over the place. And at first I thought it was ice.
Good.
We got planes and helicopters still chasing these things around, but the question is, why?
That's straight up, you guys. I told you. See, I'm not losing my mind. Holy moly!
We got a bunch of videos of these drones and orbs, plasmoids, whatever you want to call it. Apparently they're back.
You guys, I keep hearing big booms.
Hey, can anyone tell me what this is?
All
This
kind
thing
of stuff
has
in
been
that sky.
hovering for the last couple of minutes, and now there's a police car?
So New Jersey. Look at this thing. I don't know what it's doing.
Oh my God! Look up in the sky!
Tá cheio, mano. Cheio.
As I deep dived into this topic, I found a couple of interesting things. One, the topic is being censored and banned on most social media, and people are now having to use special keywords to actually get this through.
Look, I can tell you right now, what this dude, I hope this guy's alright, man, 'cause he seems nervous. And yeah, they have every right to be nervous. These could be a couple things. Number one, the military allowing these beings, these things, to pass over. To be present in certain areas. It just happens they're in military areas. So yeah, it kind of looks like it's the military. Kind of does. I told you they have secret programs. They have secret space programs. They've had the secret space program for quite some time. And yeah, you meet these beings when you're in the program. And you get to see things, when you're in the program. And it's not a good program. It's a very dirty game, very ugly program. And if you don't think it's real, just take, for instance, say the UFO Area 51 caller. They shut the entire station down. Right there, right then and there. Just shut the signal right off. Received the transmission, because they've received transmissions. Where they're at, up there, they receive the transmissions. It's just like a radio signal. So you can imagine they could beam DNA down here, beam crystals down here, magic stuff in the magic bag, in the handbags. Maybe those are the guys. Maybe they have certain rendezvous points. And everything in Anunnaki is based upon human stuff. Just different races, different tribes, different ethnicities. And some tribes broke off transhuman tribes, technological tribes, scientists, you name it. It's a whole universe. It's massive. Think about it. There's every kind of being that you can imagine. And if you can imagine it, then you could see it. And that's what they hide from you. Your thoughts are extremely powerful. So much so, I'm creating and manifesting as I speak right now. My desired reality and outcome and energy that I'm giving off and portraying. And just, it's so hard to, understand. I told you. Remember, if you're like me, you have an alien inside of you. And it is you, but not you. Okay? Just an alternate version, not an AI version, okay? It's just you literally transmuting, okay, dimensions, pulling apart strongholds, entering through, whether through a screen or using some kind of transformative energy, such as water. Water is transformative energy. You could travel through it, use it as a portal, and with the TV, the internet, the World Wide Web, boom, you're going through a web portal. That's going through a portal. That's just the truth. And that's how CERN does their wacky experiments and stuff like that. But the truth is that it's already inside of you. That's the only truth I can stress. Do not seek outside validation from anybody. It's just not a good time to do it, and you're not going to ever get really the right advice, except from, very few people. Few people that are part of this mass exodus, ascension, just awakening. And it's going to be on a grand scale because it's trying to reach a crescendo of events. Things are already reaching them. And they want you in fear. Do not fear any of this stuff. You are protected. And, not one thing will be lost, okay? And if death comes, it comes. I have been ready to go for some time now. And really don't have much left to do on this earth except save a few more people, talk to a few more people, show a few more people the ways that I've learned from my ancestors. The only way, the right way, the one way, Yahweh, nature, the Netaru, the Divine Mother, the Goddess within you. Man, the God within you. Always letting the God mind dominate your thoughts. Overriding the evil and the fiery arrows sent your way. You can extinguish and diminish and move forward. Keep moving forward. Always in motion. Always bettering yourself and learning and growing. And knowing that that there is a purpose here, and I have a destiny to fulfill that's yet to happen. But trust and believe it will happen. So, this is where we're at. This is where we stand. If you wanted to know about the fog and where it's led me, that's my story. So, let's look into this more.
Stop asking what are the deal bags. They are the drones.
I also found out that there's a lot of sightings happening close to airports, and that kind of reminds me of what happened with airplanes this year.
Okay, listen. Air, the name air is a element, okay? It's an element like the wind. It also has two letters in it that you should know. A and I. Oh yes. Just as they say Satan has the power of the air. He's the prince of the power of the air. The airwaves. What's on your airwaves? Phones, TVs, whatever. Tablets, more phones. Whatever the kids are into today. It's just non-stop technology in your face. Children of the beast type shit. But Satan has the power over the air, it says. Well, he certainly has the power over the media, the airwaves there, and radio waves and things like that. So, I told you the Vatican was using something like a radio and radio waves and the airwaves to broadcast a message that they were sending to look for, hunt for, things like that. Truth is truth, and that's the truth. So,
I also found out that there's a lot of sightings happening close to airports, and that kind of reminds me of what happened with airplanes this year.
Guys, nobody's talking about it, but between me and the airport, I was out here for 3 hours last night.
I'm going to tell you another secret. What happens when you go into that plane and take flight? Does it seem like once you're in the air, like, is something different? You're in a different density and, altitude and place. Now, if spirit can, which everything is spirit, and we are nothing without it, and, okay, if spirit can travel as a gas through anything, really, that's all a human being is really built up and made up of. Physical and spirit. Your spirit lives on. And these are all different kind of spirits. Test the spirits. Challenge them. Everything is conscious. Even light. I keep telling people that. Do you know light is consciousness? We live in one big consciousness. We live in our minds and our thoughts and our imagination is everything. It is everything to our growth, our happiness, our love life, our marriage, whatever you want to say, marriage. It's essential. And we are nothing without it, which is the essence of life itself.
Not a single plane took off or landed.
There's also a bunch of weird events and interferences that are happening once again. They happened back in December, and they're starting to happen again in the month of March.
Today is a very unique day. Check out the Schumann resonance.
This is what I'm getting.
There's no light poles here either.
Yeah, there is not.
As I deep dive into this topic, I try to find out why this is happening again. Does it have anything to do with certain events that started happening a couple of weeks ago? And why is the topic being censored? Is there a pattern here that started back in December, and is it actually repeating itself right now once again? To understand this better, I decided to take a look at the sightings and weird events that happened back from January up until now. Let's start with the basic, and let's start with this video from Grace Full Moves. She posted this on January 1st, right after New Year's Eve. Let's take a look at this.
What, after a beautiful New Year's Eve dinner, what if we just, oh my God, you can't see it. This is the problem with all those people reporting the aliens.
What?
You can't.
Oh my God.
Oh, there you can. I swear to God, don't tell me that is a light that is associated with the Look at the height of the telegraph poles. And
Yeah.
here, that is the height of the traffic lights. I'm sorry. What? You're trying to tell me that that's just the light?
I'll also tell you this, you will see birds. They're not real. Nothing you see is real. Sometimes the brain will trick you. Sometimes a sensor will kick you. Now I have saw the actual grid of the actual planet, which kind of projects it as its hologram in real time before. And birds, actual birds, flying and disappearing in a blink, just with just a spark, just right into the telephone pole and into the electricity that was on and running, and they just disappeared multiple times, multiple ways, which made me think these birds aren't real, which made me think these birds, they must be like robotic, like or weird, because at the same time, well, just trust me, they were disappearing, flying into telephone poles. Sounds outrageous, I know. Just wait.
That's weird.
I think I can see a pole. Are you really telling me that is a light? What's it doing there?
That's really weird. Let's take a look at it again. It looks like it's way higher than...
These UFOs are connected to the ocean, some to the sky. Okay. Operating on the internet, using the internet for alongside with the oceans, things like that. And they operate on their own frequency, network, whatever. And yeah, we back-end engineered some of these crafts and whatnot, but there are some that go back, way back. And most of them are all German. And that should worry you too, and people too. You know, all German.
What? You're trying to tell me that that's just the light?
That's weird.
I think I can see a pole. Are you really telling me that is a light? What's it doing there?
That's really weird. Let's take a look at it again. It looks like it's way higher than the poles. It could be like a UFO or a drone. January was a month where we still had a lot of sightings happening, but it wasn't being reported. And then after that, we had the TikTok ban. But at this moment, we are having that weird fog. I don't know if you guys remember that. We had that weird fog all over the world.
Most
and
people
I
can't
guess
see the
this
UFOs.
is one of those moments where there is a fog and there's this bizarre thing in the sky.
They don't.
Kind of hiding in the fog. Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah.
What? After a beautiful New Year's Eve dinner, what if we just, oh my God, you can't see it. This is the problem.
Yeah, it could be a light pole or something like that.
You can't.
You know they can weaponize these
That's
things.
weird.
That's what you gotta realize.
Now, one day before this video was posted, Andrea Louise posted this very strange video. This was on December 31st. And she says, everyone is talking about the fog. It was a foggy day and it just rained. I actually went back on the same walk today and all of these crystal formations were gone. I'm telling you guys, this was not ice. Now,
Look, whatever she's saying, I don't know. But I told you the real name of Christ means crystal, okay? You know, sitting by the door, okay? And how this came about, how I was endowed with the DNA and chosen by God, and tested by, you know, 2 witches, what I think, and what I saw was a beam projection coming down like I was in Westworld, standing by, just a, you know, with a bunch of other characters, like we were in Westworld. This is why I pay attention to Westworld so much. And I was next to the girl, and this light just shined on me. It woke me up, kind of like I was just standing there, like. And so was she, and they were all asleep. They didn't wake up unless I moved too loud. Then they all would have woke up. But we were trapped. We couldn't get out. We were kind of like stuck by this UFO. And the only way we could get out is if we moved together in unison. Okay? It worked as a team. And to avoid the traps of this. Well, it then took and beamed down upon this girl and made her pregnant. And this UFO was right above us. And we were in like a Westworld type situation and scene. And yeah. This was and it only chose me and her. That was it. It chose her and it chose me. And everything else was a blur, man, from there. I'm trying to remember things today and right now. And that's what's coming back to me. This UFO came down and beamed down something on me. And only chose me and this girl. And whatever, she had a baby. It was like, boom, they made it. Whatever it was. And I was told by somebody, could be crystal quartz, crystal balls, like what, in the Sumerian handbags, that there are crystals, magic crystals, that do magical things, maybe impregnate, have fertility, magic. Kind of what Easter's really about. Easter for the name Ishtar, meaning Esther, means a star. Okay. Yes. And which brings me to think about the real reason Easter is called Easter, not for the resurrection. My silly religious beliefs once thought that, until I recognized what exactly they did back in ancient days to cause fertility, women to be fertile and have no fertility issues, and it was based upon eggs, or that's what, the kids with the eggs. I don't know, man, I just get kind of freaked out by all of it, but that's what it's about. So let's get into another minute of this.
Tagged the Dior bags on her post, so she thinks that this might actually have something to do with the Jones. Now, this was in crystal formations were gone. I'm telling you guys, this was not ice. Now, she tagged the Dior bags on her post, so she thinks that this might actually have something to do with the Jones. Now,
She said, hold on, did he just say Dior bag? He said Dior bag, okay? Was I not just mentioning the bag, the magic crystals in the Sumerian handbags? Maybe it's
This was in Long Island, New York, and if you don't, crystal formations were gone. I'm telling you guys, this was not ice. Now, she tagged the Dior bags on her post, so she thinks that this might actually have
What
something
does
to do
that
with the
even
Jones.
mean?
Now, this was in Long Island,
That
New
doesn't
York,
even-
and if you don't
yo,
know about
what
the
did he
Dior
just-
bags, not ice.
Hold on.
Now, she tagged the Dior bags on her post, so she thinks that this might actually have something to do with the Jones. Now, this was in Long Island, New York, and if you don't know about the Dior bags, people posting about the Jones and the orbs were being censored. The only way to get these videos through were to use a code name, and that was Dior bags. Let's check this out.
So
Come
I'm
on,
just
man,
going
are
on
you
my
kidding
walk
me?
Here, and I'm seeing these crystal pellets all over
come
the
on
place.
now.
Yeah, that's not
I
ice.
thought it was ice. And I picked it up, and they're not heavy. They're very light.
Of course. Look like quartz.
What is that? This is coming out of our sky. It just
Quartz
rained.
crystal. One of the most highly conductive metals and ways they constructed things made up of the pyramid and of certain rocks were quartz sarcophaguses. Very important. And also mentioned as magic crystals in the handbags.
They're all over the place. It is on this block here. I'm walking just to see if it's in one area.
Highly conductive
But
and
it's
also
literally
in
all over the place.
computers.
Look. It's not ice. It's not melting.
I can see that.
It's It's like plastic,
Oh
not
my.
a rock. I've never seen a rock like this. And it's leaving these like shards of glass. You see that?
Yeah.
All over my hand as I do this. Look.
Yeah, that's not ice.
What is going on? What is that?
Yeah, that's not ice. That's definitely not ice. So that month, there was a lot of people talking about the fog, the snow in Florida, and a bunch of other strange stuff, but there was very little talk about the Jones and the orbs. But apparently she noticed the orbs one day before this bizarre crystal-like formation on the ground. Meanwhile, there was this very other strange phenomena that started happening on December 28th, one day prior
3 days
to this
after my
mysterious
birthday.
crystal formation. And before we get to the month of March and February and all the strange stuff that is happening right now, I think it's important for you to take a look at this.
I had one of the strangest experiences of my life.
That's
Out
right.
on an evening, filming Dior bags. There was a lot of them low in the sky, but one in particular. I got out of the vehicle because it was very close, and I filmed this. And this is the video where there was a light anomaly. And my voice modulates while I'm looking at it, and it starts as an Oscar bag and turns into a Dior bag. Shortly after that, a user named Nat Honey private messaged me this image.
Whoa.
And he was tripping out because him and his daughter were outside, and they saw what looked like maybe a bit of an Oscar bag vibe that was flying near, and then boom, light. And he was tripped out as well.
So let me get this straight. There's a bunch of people getting these weird interferences in their camera with these light anomalies all over the US while the orbs and drones fly all over the place. And then after that, we had the fog. Then we had the snow in Florida. We had a bunch of other strange stuff happening with planes. Interesting.
Then another week later, I got this video by Michaela, and she's in a house, like doing the dishes or whatever, and this light anomaly appears. And everyone was very confused, but a lot of people were saying, oh, this looks similar to the Zik Show video. And I kind of felt that potentially something was flying overhead the house.
Yeah, definitely.
Then just last night, Patrona 455, she was out on a patio with her kid.
And this is what I'm getting. After.
No light pole here.
Yeah, there is not.
Okay,
So what is going on here?
that's weird.
But look at the edges. And then also she caught another video with these Oscar bags flying, or Dior bags, and they have the anomaly kind of coming out of them. So it would appear that whatever these things flying in the sky are, they have some effect when nearby on lights. That, or it's...
They control all the electricity. They can shut down nuclear reactors, power on the internet, shut down the internet. Any electrical currents or charge, they could shut it down. Trust me. And they have, and they will continue to. Because they have the ability to also travel in time. Yes, back and forth from the future and the past. How great would that be? Anything you can imagine, right?
So these things are interfering with cameras, they're interfering with light poles, they're interfering with radios, television.
They're also connected to every camera there is. If you got a camera somewhere, say in North Dakota, and you're filming your backyard, trust and believe, they could tune right into it and assimilate it, basically. And they do, and they have, and they will continue to.
And then we have a bunch of weird stuff happening after that. What else are they interfering with? And is it actually over? I guess not. It's happening again, but we're gonna get to that in just a few minutes.
It's possible that these things are shooting some sort of radiation, some sort of technology at us.
Wait a minute.
Before he goes further, yes, they have weather weapons and warfare and all kind of shit. All these things are weaponized. Okay.
This is from 2009. That actually looks like a plasma orb, just like the orbs that we're seeing all over the sky.
There you go. Just
Okay, so could it be that this is a new type of weapon system? Possibly human or alien? And this is why the topic is being censored
There
right
is
now.
nothing
So
there.
this was on December 28th, and after that, the topic kind of went silent. But it started happening again on January 10th forward. This, for instance, is a video posted by Julia C. The World on January 20th. She says that this was recorded in Brooklyn on January 18th.
What are those beams coming out of the?
Gosh, it's lights.
Well, I know, look, but like it's like a straight line of lights.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That same day on January 18th, Miss Danielle Be Kind posted this very strange video. Something is definitely happening over here in Northern Virginia. Saturday night, January 18th. I decided to post this video for my last before we got banned. So look.
See, I told you. That's straight up, you guys. I told you. See, I'm not losing my mind.
Yeah.
Holy moly! Oh my gosh!
Christ,
Oh my
damn.
gosh! Oh my gosh!
That is real quick.
That's an actual helicopter. I can see it. Look, there's two.
Huh.
Crazy. The U.S. government explain that. Look at that up there. What is that? A drone?
Usually,
Yeah,
if you
drone.
see a plane, a helicopter, and some military plane, whatever, and you pay attention to your surroundings and look around whenever that's happening, because typically they come disguised as an actual plane or by the helicopter, underneath the helicopter, being escorted almost by the helicopter. So these are just tips and tricks and just a little bit to share with you, and I'm going to get off here. All right, guys.